Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, I'm running really behind. Had my granddaughter overnight last night. Her mama's away and had to get her ready, took her to school. And I got here a little late. So I'm just printing now. So give me about a minute or two and I will be right back. Okay, I'm here. Good morning. Happy Monday. A video on your full wrap of coffee mugs. Where can you find the video? Let me go back here. I'm going to try to get some. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming in and saying things. That helps to kind of get this Facebook algorithm going. All right, Deborah, you said you had a video on a full wrap on a coffee mug. Where can I find the video? That is, you could probably check over in, it should be in my YouTube channel. And if you go to the announcements, my YouTube channel link should be up there. You mentioned a coffee cup handle sublimation on it. Yeah, I haven't done that yet. I do need to get to one of those because you actually can, like, on a coffee mug handle, you could go ahead and print something on there as well. Good morning, Linda. I know there's other videos out there, so if you are needing that now, you could probably find one on YouTube somewhere. I always have so many ideas, so many. And then, but it's just finding that time sometime to implement a lot of things. I'm like a squirrel. I'm everywhere. Okay. Today though, and I think I printed these way too big because I printed the wrong size. So I'm going to have to go back over and reprint. We are going to work on ornaments. And let me see. Hold on one second. I printed it wrong. Go figure. Yes, I printed the wrong size. I thought I had a 4-inch here, and these are only 3.5-inch ornaments. We are actually going to sublimate some of the aluminum ornaments. If you've never done these before, I did a few of them last year. I usually work with MDF, and just because I really like MDF, it's one of my favorite things to work with just because of the colors. But they turn out so vibrant, but these do as well. So we are going to work on, do some sublimation ornaments. But I need to get this print, so let me make sure. Because I am literally one hot mess today. All right, good. All right, one more print, guys, and we will get ready to move. Oh, okay, what a mess I am this morning. Good morning. Okay, so I'm a total mess this morning. I had a late start. We almost didn't get, I got my granddaughter to school on time with 1 minute to spare. You know, Pappy was home, Grandma was home. My daughter had forgot that to pack to have a lunch ready, and I didn't even think about it because my granddaughter, she goes to a like a Christian academy, a private school kind of Christian academy, and they don't have, it's connected to the church, not our church, to another church, but they don't have a cafeteria there. So but they do have microwaves and things like that, so the kids can bring over leftovers, which makes it nice because most schools don't have that. It's a smaller school. So I was getting ready this morning. I'm going through my granddaughter's backpack, and I noticed her lunchbox, and it didn't even dawn on me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, we have to pack her lunch. And I don't really have any leftovers. She doesn't like peanut butter and jelly. What kid doesn't like peanut butter and jelly? My granddaughter. So I had my husband hurry up, and he was like, I'll just run to the store real quick and grab our Lunchable and, you know, some snacks, and we'll get this together. So that was our morning this morning. So, we were scrambling to get a lunch packed for my granddaughter with a snack. They do have like snack time there. She's just in kindergarten this year. It's really nice though, because even though they don't have that cafeteria, they can bring leftovers, and they have the older children, part of their life skills, that because they teach life skills at this Christian Academy, which is awesome. I wish more schooling would teach some life skills. And one of the life skills that they have is they have the older high schoolers there. They come down at lunchtime and they have lunch with the younger children. And they come down and they're the ones that help the children open up their snacks and get their drinks out. If they need something microwaved, they take the child with them and they take them over to the microwave and they microwave their food for them. So they're learning some skills on helping others, which is awesome. So that part I really love. And then they sit and they have lunch with the younger children. So that's awesome that they do that. And I really like it. It's the same way at your granddaughter's school. She's in pre-K. So that's awesome. Yeah, I really love that. And it's a smaller schooling system, like my daughter's and granddaughter's in kindergarten. And there's only, I think, 8 children in her kindergarten class, which is really nice and kind of personal. The kids get to know each other. And for having one teacher, that one teacher can concentrate a little bit more on the kids. So I do like that about the school system. And, you know, my daughter had chose to send her there this year just because of, she didn't want my granddaughter wearing a mask all day. We as a family don't think that that's healthy to have or to be wearing masks all day long. I personally don't even think it's healthy. And I guess the CDC actually came out with new guidelines that they said really to have, if it's not like a N95 mask, and if you're wearing just like cotton homemade masks or the medical masks, they really are only good for about 30 minutes and you should be changing those out. So I don't even think we're even wearing them properly, but I don't know. The guidelines get changed and things get changed and constantly. So we don't even know what goes on with that anymore. But she doesn't have to wear a mask. So they're in a smaller setting and she's unmasked, which is awesome because I don't really like the fact that having the kids wearing masks all day long. So enough on that. You know, we all have our personal views on it. That's just our family's personal views. And I respect everybody else's. You know, you do what you do, what you want to do. That's the great thing about America, and that's the great thing about, you know, our country is you do you. And that's just how I feel about it. So let me go grab this off the printer, and I will be right back. Alrighty, so we're going to work on these ornaments. I wanted to get an MDF ornament. I don't think I have. Look, I'm all over the place here. I really wanted to cut them on the Glowforge today and show you the comparisons of the two. Maybe I'll grab my printer and I will, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm just a scatterbrain mess. I had something in the works that I wanted, like I was working on Friday. Yes, Maria, freedom. We love freedom. That's what's great about our country. That's what's great about America. That's why everybody comes here. You know, and I love my country. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else, honestly. But I had something planned, started in the works on Friday, and I left a little bit earlier than I probably should have. I should have probably just finished it, but I didn't. Because Saturday we were having our church picnic and I had to do some running and I had to go to the store and get some things. And I'm like, I'll just go in early Monday and I'll get it done, or Sunday after church. And then I forgot I have my granddaughter. I knew I had her, but then I forgot. You know how quickly that goes. So that didn't work out. So here we are. We are going to do these aluminum, and I do have these in stock. I might have to get them listed. I have the round ones. I have, let's see what I have. And I have the square ones too. And I got quite a bit of these. And I got a few of these, meaning probably like 50 of these. 40, I think maybe 40 of these. And I probably got 100 of these. So, but we're going to do the round ones today. I wanted to show you how nicely these sub. And do these ones have film on them? I think they do. It's been a while since I used them. Last Christmas. Nope, these might not have film. Okay, so these ones don't look like they have a plastic on it. Nope. We're going to go ahead and sub these. What I did, I'm actually working on, I was working on a kind of like a first home ornament, because last year I got asked a lot, do you have an ornament for like our first home? And my daughter bought a house this year, so I'm going to give her a new ornament for her tree. So I actually was working on this one, started it, and I actually just hurried up and finished this one. This one is, I'm going to have this in several different colors of plaid, and this key will obviously match this. I know I'm going to do like a buffalo, and then I'm going to do an orange and a purple and that. So if you're looking to do craft shows, let me tell you, the best filler for any craft shows this time of year is an ornament. And with an ornament, it's really nice because you can have them pre-made. And if you are brave enough to take your heat press and to take, even if it's a smaller printer for ornaments, if you have it and you're brave enough to take that, let me tell you, you make things right on the spot, you are going to outsell your competition if you can personalize on the spot at a craft show. I promise you it will be worth the effort to take a smaller printer, and you don't even have to take your big heat press. You could press these with an easy press. So really the biggest thing that you'd be taking would be if you had a printer that even printed 8 by 11, if you have a smaller one. You will outsell your competition. I have been to so many craft shows where they're doing personalization on the spot. You know, where they write them out, or I go to them and we have a place, they always have a screen printer there. And in all actuality, she's actually even printing right there on the spot with her printer. And her line is so long, and when you get up there and you get something and they ask you, you know, what do you want? Do you want personalized? They tell you to come back in a half an hour to an hour, because they are just pumping out. And to me, if you're spending, you know, $200 on a table or a spot, or the craft shows, some around here, I've seen them as high as $1,100. I kid you not, for a spot. you want to make sure that you are recouping that plus making a huge profit when you leave that event. Now this one event here is like, it's a weekend event. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's a 3-day event. It's $1,100 for a spot. And this person with the screen printer that prints personalized things right on the spot, I guarantee you, she's probably tripled her amount. She's probably tripled her profit there, because she will literally personalize everything right there for you. And, but it, you know, it's a wait for her. So if you plan on doing it and you want to outsell your competition, take your printer and then take your Easy Press and do personalized. You won't regret it. It's a little bit more work, but if you're doing a craft show anyways, I always say go big or go home, okay? Be prepared, go in and get that money made, all right? Because that's what you're prepping for. I would be the one that I would be there with my printer, and I would have somebody, whether it be, you know, hired help or somebody, I would be doing probably the design work, and then I would, and printing it out, and then I would let someone do the pressing for me. So, but that's just an option. That would be what I would do. You don't have to. You can just have fillers such as general ornaments, but they are always great fillers. Okay, so we're going to do this aluminum one. Okay, they're very thin, but they're so pretty when they're done. If you're new, I'm using my larger press. I've been just really using it a lot. So usually I just only heat this one up when I come to the shop. This is a 16 by 24. I got it at Heat Press Nation. I love it because it does my big flags, the 12 by 18 flags that I sell. It does it in one press. I always had an issue with, and I still do, I'm not great at piecework. So when it comes to piecing things, I'm not the best. So I opted for a bigger press, and this is my 16 by 24. I love it. I do use a pressing pillow. This is just a Cricut brand, like the Cricut vinyl cutter. This is their brand. It's a 16 by 20 pillow. I wish I could find a bigger one that would be 16 by 24. I haven't found that yet. But I do like this brand. The foam of it's really dense, and it outlasts anything that I've ever bought. So I love their pillows. And this is butcher paper. It is unlined. Okay, so no, it can't be waxed. Now, if you're in a bind, you can use parchment paper if you're just starting out. I buy it on a roll. You get a roll of it for about $20, $25, depending on where you get it. Costco, Amazon, GFS, which is Gordon Food Service, Sam's Club. They all sell the rolls of butcher paper, okay? This is a staple item. You will need a new sheet every time you press. Do not reuse your sheet. This is a one-time use, throw it out. All right, now that we got all that done. I am doing the first home, okay? This was a big request last year. I really didn't get a chance to make them up, so this year I am. And this is my daughter. She had bought her first home this year. So I'm going to give her a personalized ornament. All right, and get my scissors. Okay, here's my scissors. So some people like to press these ornaments at one time, because they are heat conductive, and they will press from front to back. It's not one of those things where you have to worry about the print being up that I found on these ornaments, just because they get thoroughly hot from front to back at the same temperature. All right. Usually when we press our ornament, any item, we press with the top always up. Our print is always up. And I'm going to do that now, and I am only going to press one side at a time. But I will tell you that you can, if you're using a heat press, you can do these like folded over. Some people fold them over and they do it that way. And they will press both sides at one time. They do turn out okay. Me, I still just like to be able to see what I'm doing. Now, when I did not, I'm going to go back, and I will tell you this, if you're doing a craft show and you want to go there prepared. You can have these ornaments ready. You won't have a picture for the back, but you can have this ornament ready. This could be the same on both sides, or if somebody wanted to email you a picture, you could fill that in and put it on the back like I'm going to do for my daughter. But you can have these already ready like this. Our first home, my first home, whatever. It could be ready without the name or the date or the, I'm going to put a street address in there, their actual house address. I didn't want to do that just because I didn't want that on camera. But you can add that later. That is something that absolutely can be added later. You do not have to, you can have these ready to go and then put that address on there later. It will not scorch your ornament at all. And I'm going to show you that. So I'm going to print that out for you. This is going to be 400 degrees, 60 seconds. So I will print that out so that you can see. That you can always add this later. So no matter, even if you want to say, if you want to let that little block, I'm going to have that little block up there where it says our first home. I'm going to leave that blank. You can put whatever you want on there. If you want to put a date on there, if you want to put a name on there, you can do whatever you want with that. I'm just putting on there our first home, and wear gloves, okay? Because these are super hot. Now remember, these are aluminum, okay? And it's 400 degrees when it comes off of here, all right? It's hot. But look how beautiful. These sub beautifully. These are really, really vibrant. Out. And let me get this wrote so that I'm going to show you. We can add this. So this could be something that you could add. This could definitely be something, you can have these ready to go. Whatever you want to put there, my first home, our first, or if you're printing on the spot and you're already going to add something here, you can leave this blank and then just ask them, you know, have a few out that might display, you know, our first home, my first home, maybe a year 2021. It can say something down here with their address as well, or when it was established. But these are absolutely great fillers. I was trying to figure out how to do the top hole, but now I see it. It just subs what there's not. Yes. Yes. So you don't even have to worry about that. When that is printed out, I don't even worry about that hole. It's just like this, and it just skips over it. Yeah, it just prints right through there. So don't worry about that, okay? All right, so let's do the back side here. I'm gonna add a photo. And with technology being like it is, and you wanted to print these on the spot and add a photo, you could just simply have somebody email you the photo right there at the craft show, and you can just add that to the back, such as I'm going to do. Let me get this lined up. And when you're doing the ornaments, make sure that you do the design. Let me show you. So you get a full coverage on here. You see how this is just slightly, and I do mean slightly. This is a just a little under 3.5 inch ornament. It is slightly out around the edge, the print. I know it's hard to see, but that way it's covering that whole design or the whole ornament, okay? So make sure that you do that. 400 degrees, 60 seconds. And these ornaments is always a nice filler for the craft shows. So if you're trying to sit there and think about what can I do to give those little $5 and under gifts, ornaments are definitely the way to go. Everybody likes an ornament. It's something that people will pick up because they like it. It's under $5 and under. So if you're gonna do them, you can do them for $5 and under or $10 and under. People like those small little gifts when they feel like, oh, you know, everybody at craft shows has gifts that are 40, 50, 60, but some people come in and they want a few gifts, and $10 and under is a great gift. And another thing that I would have done whenever I used to do the craft shows, because I really don't do them really much anymore. I used to do these as an upsell. So meaning, there's my daughter with their sold. So that's going to be on the back of her ornament. So what I did was, ouch, that's hot. And I just warned you guys that was hot, and that's hot. And I'm touching it. I used to take ornaments or whatever it was. Sometimes I would take little items, and those would be my craft show fillers. The little things that would set out on the table, it would set around, it would be tucked in places. And what I did was, I would always have an incentive that if somebody bought $50 or more, it was usually, back then, you know, things were much cheaper, so it was like $25. So if you purchased, your purchase was $40 or more, you could get an ornament for $5. It wasn't always free. If this what you normally sold at like $10, then if they purchased $40 or over, they could get this for half price. That's what I always did. And sometimes that kind of boosts your sales a little, because you would say to somebody, oh, well, you're at $38. If you spend $40, you can go ahead and get a personalized ornament for $5. And a lot of times the people would be like, well, $2 more, and then, you know, I really like that ornament. They would do that. So sometimes that's a good incentive for you. But or you could offer it free. That just depends on, you know, how you want to do it. But make little incentives like that when you go to craft shows. People love it. And make sure you have a sign that states that, you know, and maybe have an ornament tree up. And if you say you want to offer it for free or for $5, whatever, have them all set up in your display. Let people know if they purchase X amount, they get this for X amount or for free. And you'll be surprised at how that increases your sales. Okay, now that this has cooled down. These cool down quickly, but not quick enough that I was holding it and burning my fingers. So again, look how pretty these are. And it has the house key. So like I said, I'm going to do a few of these different colors. I just got to get to them, and I am going to do them today. I'm going to finish these out later, probably this evening, and get them listed, all of the colors. And the key matches the color of the top, okay? And then, of course, this will all change the bows and things, too. And then on the back, I am going to do the ornament where they were holding their sign. So if you go to the show and these are already ready and you plan on printing on demand, you can have these pretty much all ready to go. And then you can add their address there. You can do that right there. And I'm going to show you that it doesn't affect anything of this, because a lot of people always ask, when you double press things, does it remove some of the ink that was on there previously? It does not. Let me get out my cutter. And I am going to make sure that I cut this nicely with a cutter, because it will help me lining up. It'll give me a straight cut. So if you do go to the craft show and you need a straight line, don't use scissors. Maybe take a smaller paper cutter with you. Okay, so all I'm doing is, this is reverse. This is mirror imaged. I am just going to apply it now. I'm going to show you, it does not change or change any coloring on here. Okay. All right, so it's taped on. And the Cricut Easy Press presses these really nicely. And you really don't even have to put pressure on. I just put them underneath the press and lay the press on it. You could do several at a time. I've done these before with the Cricut Easy Press, and they press just as well as if you had a heat press, okay? And you don't have to stand over it and hold it on. I just lay it on there. Just because these are aluminum and they hold the heat nicely, that there's really no effort to them, especially with the Cricut Easy Press. So if that's all you have right now, it'll work perfect. I wanted to show you, this was in last month's Google Drive, and I also have one other one, and it's a snowman. These were the Christmas ornaments that were in last month's Google Drive. So if you got the Google Drive, these are adorable. We are going to press these. And these would be great for the craft show as well. And you could already have like sayings on them and anything like that. I am leaving them blank just because that I'm leaving it up to you to what you guys want to put on there. But you could have Merry Christmas or Christmas 2021. And these could be really nice ornaments to have for your fillers. All right, why do I keep losing my glove? I'm telling you, my morning, I've been a mess since this morning. It just started out a mess, and right now I'm just like a squirrel. I'm everywhere. And see how I did that? And it did not remove any coloring. I don't have any less ink on there, and it turned out perfect. Okay, so these would be so easy if you had a smaller printer. I'm not saying take your big guy. If you have a smaller one, I know a lot of there's the smaller sawgrass ones, and even the Epson, the eco tanks. I have one at home. Now I use it as my regular printer, but it's a smaller printer now, and I know a lot of people are going with those. And it does only print up to, I think, 11 by 17. But I just use it as a home printer with regular ink. Those would be great to take to any craft show if you're doing them, okay? Because they're small, they're very light, and all you need to do is take that and take your Cricut Easy Press if you have one, and you could pump out ornaments like crazy. Okay. I guarantee you'd have a line for them. And I know that you would, because I don't know if you go to to your local mall, local craft stores, or not craft stores, craft shows, and you know how they always have those salt dough ornaments there, and you got the people that's handwriting them with a marker and they're personalize them. Every craft show I ever go to, and anytime I go to the mall and them shops are there, them little kiosks are out, there is always a line and always a wait for those ornaments. And they're just writing them, but it's the personalization that really gets people excited over them. And I go every year and get them for my grandkids when I go to the mall. And I don't care what time of the day I go to the mall, they make me wait between 15 minutes to an hour. So, because they're always personalizing them. So I know that these would be great personalized ornaments to take with you. All right. And like I said, I'm going to put these in my shop. They might be there now. I'm not sure. I didn't look this morning. But I have these, and I have square ones. And they will come with a red ribbon. I don't always necessarily use the red ribbon. I will with this just because it does have red in it already. But a lot of times during Christmas time, I just buy black and some other colors, and I will change it with my ornament colors. But this will come with a red ribbon with it. All right. And the square ones, these are 3.5 inches round. But these square ones, these are really nice. They are 4-inch. And these are nice because they got a big surface. And I did these, I probably have a video somewhere here or in my YouTube. I did these one year with baby birth announcements, like baby birth. So a lot of times when I give my baby blankets out or for gifts and things like that, I will do this as a picture of the baby if I already have. Usually when I give a baby gift out, the baby blanket, I usually send it after the child's born because I do a birth stat for them. And then I will give them the same ornament. And let me tell you, parents really, really, really appreciate that because that's something that they have a keepsake for their tree forever. So this is the one that I always use. I always use the 4-inch. Usually I do it in MDF, but I do have those in my shop. Look at that. Look how pretty these are. And they're so lightweight, so they're very inexpensive to ship. Okay. I'm going to press these cute little buggers because I haven't pressed them yet, and I want to see what they look like. So, we're going to press them. And these are, these would be great to have because you could just personalize them, whatever you want them to say. All right, so this one's a little bit better that you can see. See, if you're new, how I do that coloring just slightly out the very edge. In the world of sublimation, we call that a full bleed. And meaning that it is fully, that color has bled out completely around the edge. That's what you want to do when you are doing sublimation on most things. You want your whole item to be covered, okay? So that means you have to have a little bit out around the edge, okay? So that your whole item and all of the print is on that ornament or that object. Again, 400 degrees, 60 seconds seems to be, seems to be the perfect time and temp for this. Do you remember the price of these? I do not. I do not. And I didn't get a chance to look at anything today simply because I was a mess from the time I got up. Getting my granddaughter to school and not having her a lunch really threw me off. I was all prepared to take her to school, had all of her hair stuff ready, made sure she had her toothbrush and all of that out, had all of her clothes laid out, everything. And then I get her book bag out and I open it up because it felt kind of bulky, and then I realized that is her lunchbox. And I was like, I do remember my daughter saying they do not have a cafeteria there, so we pack her lunch every day. So that put me into major chaos and major like hurry up mode. So thank goodness that I noticed that in enough time, because we literally made it 1 minute before she would have been late. She had 1 minute. Matter of fact, we was the last student in. As soon as we went in, they closed the door. So she would have been considered late, and Grandma would have been at fault for that. So I am totally unprepared for today. I came in and at the last minute, I'm like, oh no, what can I make? So this is what I'm making. I've been wanting to do ornaments anyways. So, oh, these turned out so cute. I love these little guys. Look at that. I love these little penguins. And these were, again, this was on last month's Google Drive. I got to take and put some of the designs, I didn't get all of the designs from last month over into my Etsy shop, but these are going in as soon as we're done here. I started doing them, so when I realized, oh, I don't even have those over there. So these will be, that design will be over in my Etsy shop. But it's going to be blank. And again, if you take your printer and you want to personalize something, you can have this already done, already sitting on your ornament tree, ready to go. And you can personalize whatever you want right there, okay? And that's exactly what I would do. I was always the kind that if I was already going to a craft show and I knew it, I was going in as big as I could. I was taking every chance to maximize whatever I could at the craft show, because I figure I am already in this deep. I'm packing all this stuff up. I've made all this stuff and I don't want to come home with it. I'm there to spend the weekend, spend the day, to make money. So I always went in so prepared as I could. I tried to always personalize items, things at my shop or at my craft booth. You know, I studied a lot over the years. Believe me, I studied a lot of these crafters. I would just go to shows in different areas and see what people are doing. I always looked for the place that was the busiest, where people were standing, regardless if they were waiting for an item, regardless if they were just oohing and awing. I literally would go to all of those booths. That's what I always scoped out at the craft shows. And I wanted to see what made them different, what was drawing the crowd, and what was people oohing and awing over. So, and that was what I had found out over the years. It was usually always personalization. I can remember we have a really big craft show here over every year. It's in like its 20 some year, may even be 30th. Where they have it over 4th of July weekend, and it is at one of our park lakes here. And it's a big show, and to get in, You usually can't even get a booth for up to 5 years. You have to be on a wait list for it. And it's crafters from all over the country. From Iowa, Montana. It's the big crafters. And to get a table or a space for this weekend, it's a 3-day event. And it's not always the weekend because it falls sometimes right in the middle of the week. It's always Labor Day or 4th of July. And I can remember, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. There was this booth, and it was down in the Grove a little bit. It was a nice setup booth, but it was nothing fancy compared to some of the people that had brought in some of their really nice items. I'm talking like hand carved. They had like, it's when you go and see the chainsaw carvers are there, the ice sculptors are there. But there was this little booth that wasn't even big. It wasn't spectacular. And I'm like, wow, it's down in the Grove. I got to go see because they have this long line. I'm talking probably 30 people deep. And I'm like, wow, it's coming up around the corner. So we went down to go see. All they were doing, they took, it was just like a garden kind of, like you would put tomato paste, or not paste, plants on. And it was like a 2x2. And then it came across, so it made a, like a hanger. They just had a rough cut piece of wood. And they were hand writing your name or your address on it. And the line was like 30 people deep. And they weren't like that they were only $5 items. I want to say this was like $25. And I said to my husband, wow, we waited, because I waited. I'm waiting down there and looking till I finally was able to get up to it. And I said, I can't believe that. Because it wasn't spectacular. And it wasn't, there was like some really nice crafters there. But people were there to get their name put on a rustic sign. Hand wrote. It wasn't even like it was anything that they were printing. It was hand wrote sign. And their wait was like an hour, 2 hours. So I can't even imagine how many people before them was ordering it. But, you know, a crowd draws a crowd. So remember that. People want to see what's going on in the crowd. And when a crowd's there and everybody wants that item, so do they. So draw that crowd. Do some personalized items. Okay. These are the two that I have that are going in. And I also have a cute little snowman. I don't have him printed out. Probably should print him out. But I don't have him ready. So that was my little pep talk to you guys today. Just because the ornaments are so simple to do, I don't want you to underestimate these guys of the power of selling an ornament. You think, oh, that's just so small. But it could be so big. Okay? You could do these, personalize your flags there. That would be an awesome thing. But if you don't want to get that big and you don't want to carry in the big press, do some ornaments and personalize those, okay? Because everybody loves an ornament. And I'll tell you why everybody loves an ornament. Because it's something that you keep from year to year to year. I still have ornaments. My oldest daughter is going to be 35. And I have ornaments from when she was a baby. My mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, they got my grandkids an ornament every year, and it was personalized. And I still have those. So I have 35 years. They still go on my tree. Okay, so people love them. So don't underestimate an ornament. And there's that. There we go. Just so you see. Now that's backwards to you, but it's forward, obviously. Okay. But a special keepsake. Okay. All right, guys. That's all I really have for you today. I will get the ornaments listed. And the sublimation one, or not the sublimation, the laser cut ones with the MDF, I'm also going to put in there. They sub just as nice. You know that we do the photo panels and a lot of sublimation on the MDF that I cut in my laser. Now they'll be a little bit thicker, okay? So they'll have a little bit more oomph to them. So, yeah, Judy, the baby stats on that square one, that is always a big hit because it almost kind of looks like a little baby block when it's done. I always send that to new moms and they love that. But, so the MDF, I do have those, and I will have that option in there for you with the sublimation. And you know that the ornaments turn out beautiful. I don't think I have any here pressed. I have a lot of my stuff that I had done last year. It's still packed. I need to get that out. But these turn out so nice. So I'm going to list them. These is the aluminum, and then I will list them also as a unisub. And you can find that in my Etsy shop. I'm going to put that over there for you all to purchase. It's not something I probably need to put here for today. But I am going to get some more cuts for you, and maybe we'll do something a little bit grander for, I'm kind of got a little something here that I was thinking about doing, and for an ornament, so I'm going to try to get that together, okay? Look how cute these designs are. I love these little penguins. They are so cute. And then you can personalize them. Alrighty. There we go. But this design is also going to be over my Etsy shop. I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to work on putting those over there. All right. All right, you all. If you have any questions, you need anything, I am going to be listing that. I got a bunch of shipping that I got to get out. And I'll be here most of the day. All righty. All right. I love you all, and you have a great week and be blessed.